Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna do some fortune telling in general for my stress levels. I've been extremely stressed out this past week because, well, it's a mixed bag. I got a lot of opportunities going my way. I got to admit that I'm very fortunate for that. Unfortunately, I got a lot of drama going on. I'm competing remotely at a computer Olympiad, and I got a conference paper that I'm going to publish after the Olympiad. Unfortunately, one of my opponents, now to his credit, he's been doing the computer Olympiad for multiple years, and he's got a whole team of graduate students who are also working with him, and he's kind of being a little bit of a difficulty just because he can't stand that I'm doing almost as well as he is. We're competing in the AI for Canadian checkers. He did beat me in the Brazilian checkers. I had an obscure bug that I had overlooked. It involved the endgame table base. As I'm speaking, you can hear the computer roaring away, calculating now. There were some mistakes with the code. So the endgame table base was wrong, which affected the rest of the program. And when I noticed that it was off, I quickly resigned the game to free up time for the other contests. And but he didn't see returning the favor. In the Canadian checkers game, we got halfway through the game, it was clear it was a draw. We had like 3 pieces each on both sides, and he insisted on playing the rest of the game, which took another hour and a half, 2 hours. It was very stressful. I got enough stuff to do. In theory, I got far enough in the game that I could have written my paper. I could have resigned that game, now looking back at it, and let him have his way. Anyway, I'm going to do some fortune telling. Actually, I'm glad I wasn't the only one stressed out. I hate it when my weekends get so stressful, because the weekends are one of the only times to completely decompress. If you don't completely decompress over the weekend, the next week just spills on top. That's when all sorts of hell can break loose, especially on that second week like that. I learned the hard way that's why I had a mental meltdown last year. But today I teach calculus here in Phoenix College. Earlier today I was talking to one of the students. She had some work conflict and asked me when certain things were due here. She missed a class or something like that. And so when I told her she had until Wednesday, she couldn't believe today was Monday. She's like, "Gee, isn't today Wednesday?" I'm like, No, it's Monday." And then I thought for a couple seconds, "Gee, don't worry about it. I feel the same way as you do. I had a rough weekend. I can't believe it's Monday either." And so that gave me, I feel sorry for her as well, but it gave me a nice warm fuzzy feeling that I wasn't in this boat alone. I'm going to do some fortune telling about my stress level. So last week I did a bunch of fortune telling about a distant cousin of Taylor Swift that I wanted to make a move on. I did some fortune telling about what else? There was a distant cousin of Mary Curry, and about the computer Olympiad. This one's going to be about my stress levels this next week, because the second week after a weekend that went too far is usually where I run into trouble. Ooh! In Chinese, 5 is pronounced ooh. And when I was a kid, I had a lot of drama with getting out of bed. I would ask for 5 more minutes. I would go, ooh! Death! Yeah, that's the kind of stress. You see, I did really well with fortune telling about Taylor Swift, about Mary Curry, with my stress. Let's do a fortune telling about how well received my publication about the Brazilian and Canadian checkers Actually, yeah, let's use the Uno. I don't even want to look at this. Okay, that was a good one. Death. Well, that was 9 tiles before I got there. Not as impressive as last week when I was fortune telling about Mary Curry. Let's do fortune telling using these new cards that I got of a Pac-Man card game. So let's see, if we use the pack cards, they go from 2, 3, 4. How many 4s are there? 1, 2. There are only 3 cards with a 4 on them. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle these up, and then we're gonna fortune tell using these cards that range from 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 2, 3. Okay, there are 3 cards that say 4 on them. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so out of 23 cards, I'm going to shuffle these. There are 3 cards that have a 4 on them. And I have to avoid drawing them. So I'll let you figure out what the probabilities. Okay. Moment of truth. What am I going to fortune tell about this time, though? I want to fortune tell about something different every time, so it doesn't seem like I'm cheating and looking for a good answer. I'm going to fortune tell about my health in general, because at the end of the day, even if I'm stressed out, but it's to the better of my health, I can live with that, right? So, yeah. Three! That's a good start. You know, 3 is a very lucky number for me because it means a single individual being accepted for who they are by a couple. Right? I talked about this in other videos. Another 3. 3. 2. 2. 6! My favorite number. I did really well when I was 6 feet away from everybody else. You know, when I heard about COVID returning, this Eras variant, as I like to call it, it's Eras, but I call it the Eras variant because I blame the Eras concerts. And when I was 6 feet away from everybody else, I did really well with getting over a lot of social anxiety problems, with eating disorders. 7, 2, okay. How many cards is that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 6! My favorite number again. 2. You know, we should turn this into like a game show, right? Like a push your luck kind of game show where you keep drawing, and if a 4 comes up, you lose your money. Or maybe it doubles your money, right? So you start with $1. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, $128, $256, 512, 1,024, 2,048, 4,096, 8,192. And every time you flip over a card, you double your money, but if you hit a 4, you lose it all, right? Or better yet, you die on the show, right? We should have some kind of a game show like that, right? Or if you draw a 6, you get to go onto this island to exile yourself for like a year, right? And enjoy, right? 5. And you get to sleep in for 5 extra minutes if you if you draw 5, right? I can't believe I'm making it. See, I just can't do any fortune telling about my burnout. I always draw 4 if I do that. But as soon as I do anything about my health and my relationships with people, I tend to do okay. How many cards left? I feel badly about the next. I'm going to skip over and draw from the bottom. I don't know why. I feel badly about this card now. Okay, 5 more cards. And 3 of them are 4s. Oh my god! What was the probability of that? 21 cards, and I drew all of them before the 4s. Well, I guess I can accept that if I'm just going to be burnt out and my paper's not going to be accepted, but it's all for the better of my health. This is the Peter Dislike Show! Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show! Bum 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 bum.